Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to all of my lecturer and also our panels today. Okay, so our group are going to present about the consumer purchasing behavior toward green products and the factor that affect the consumer purchasing behavior. Okay, so I am Roshaira, I am a designer, and I'm going to present about the research background, the problem statement, research question, research objective, and also the conceptual framework. Okay, so first of all, eco-friendly product can be defined as any product that is not harmful to an environment or either bring less impact to environment. Okay, so it helps less impact to the environment and contribute to sustainable living practice and help reducing consumption in environment like water and also the energy. Okay, so example of the famous brand is like the Body Shop and also Tom of Maine and so on. Okay, so the study conducted is to examine Malaysia consumer awareness in availability of green products and how various factors are considered before actual purchasing practice. So basically there are 4 factors influence green product purchasing, which is price factor, the green advertisement, environmental awareness, and also the consumer fact. Okay, so first of all, according to Statista data in 2021, citizens believe that the most concerning environmental issues across Malaysia is such as global warming, air pollution, water pollution, and also deforestation. Okay, so this environmental awareness then has led to green consumerism. This is a state in which consumers want goods and services that have been produced in an environmental, sustainable manner that can preserve the finite resource. Okay, so it has encouraged people to buy or use products that from organization that does not harm the environment, according to Linkage 2021. Okay, so however, despite the growing concern in Malaysia, the action portrayed by the citizen fail to back up their words. Okay, so also due to limited data about the consumer willingness to pay for green products, there are the needs to carry out this study. Okay, so there are few research questions in this study. Okay, the first one is, does the increase of price affect the consumer purchasing behavior towards the green products? And then the second one, could effective green advertisement affect consumer purchasing behavior during the green product purchase? And then the third one is, what is the relationship between the environmental awareness and the green product purchasing? And last but not least is, how does consumer faith affect consumer purchasing behavior during their green product purchase? So there are few research objectives, which is the first one is to identify the relationship between the consumer purchasing behavior on green product and also the price factor. The second one is to identify the relationship between the consumer purchasing behavior on green products and also the advertisement on the green products. The third one is to identify the relationship between the consumer purchasing behavior and also the environmental awareness. And the last but not least is to identify relationship between consumer purchasing behavior on green products and also customer belief in product. Okay, so the first independent variable is price factor. So price factor is based on the law of demand, which is if the price increase, the quantity demand will decrease. Okay, meanwhile when the price is decreased, this indicates the increasing demand of the product. Okay, so Malaysia known as the second country after Singapore that are least likely to pay more for green products due to expensive price of green products. Okay, so sustainable material tend to cost more to grow, and then also to manufacture it, since it requires third party certificate that add more value to the material, causing it more expensive. Okay, so the second one is the green advertisement. So green advertising is basically a method used by the marketers to position its green product in consumer mind. Okay, so the green advertising shall be conducted to play role of every market in every green product that produced by the green marketing. Okay, so usually advertisement emphasize on the environmental issue that evolve around the target market, which allow increasing the environmental awareness and also attracting them to purchase their product. Okay, so for example, IKEA inspire related acts that contribute to big environmental impact through its social media platforms, such as IKEA website, by promoting the use of reusable bag from IKEA whenever someone make purchase of their daily necessity. Okay, so as for the environmental awareness, Okay, we have the term like the go green term. So the go green term demonstrate people concern for the environment. Okay, so this phrase emphasize being mindful to the nature environment and making decisions that help the environment rather than harming the ecosystem itself. Okay, so people participate in the environmental awareness program usually consists of individuals that possess high level of environmental knowledge and will be actively involved in conservation as long as it helps tackle the environmental issue. However, this positive view toward environmental concern does not always translate into environmentally beneficial shopping behavior, such as increasing in the consumer purchasing behavior in green products. Okay, so next is consumer fit. What is consumer fit? Okay, so consumer fit or trust is an economic and indicator that measure the degree that consumers have regarding the overall product of the company and also reassurance that it is a good purchase compared to the other brand. Okay, so consumer in Western countries have good green impression of eco-branded item, but however there were also unfavorable opinion of green product based on its functional area and also impact made to the environment. So lack of customer trust hinder the growth of green product purchase, which lowering consumer desire to purchase more green product and contribute to unfavorable belief, causing unfavorable intention and action by the greenwashing activities. Okay. So based on the conceptual framework, it shows that there are 4 independent variables, which is price factor, advertisement on green products, environmental awareness, and also the consumer belief in product that affected the consumer purchasing behavior on their green products.
Assalamualaikum and Hi, my name is Naafika binti Isnin. Okay, next we proceed to the hypothesis. For price factor, null hypothesis is there is no relationship between price factors and customer purchasing behavior on green factors. Meanwhile, for alternative hypothesis is there is a relationship between price factors and customer purchasing behavior on green product. Next, the hypothesis for green advertisement is null hypothesis. There is no relationship between advertisement on green products and customer purchasing behavior on green products. For the alternative hypothesis, there is a relationship between advertisement, green products, and customer purchasing on green products. And the hypothesis for the environmental awareness, for the null hypothesis, there is no relationship between environmental awareness and customer purchasing behavior on green products. Meanwhile, for the alternative hypothesis, there is a relationship between environmental awareness and customer purchasing behavior on green products. Lastly, we will see the hypothesis on the customer fit. For the null hypothesis, there is no relationship between customers' belief in product and customer purchasing behavior on green product. And for the alternative hypothesis, there is a relationship between customer belief, product, and customer purchasing behavior on green product. Okay, now we move to the methodology. Okay, for the research design, we use quantitative research method. Quantitative research is a process of gathering and evaluating numerical data. Okay, for the unit of analysis, we choose individual who has purchasing power living in Lorong Ma'ruf, Bangsa, Kuala Lumpur. And for the sample, we choose 150 respondents among customers in Lorong Ma'ruf, Bangsa. For the sampling technique, the population of the research carried is people who live in Lorong Ma'ruf, Bangsa, Kuala Lumpur, who is urban residential, since green products are available widely in the target market than rural area in Malaysia. Our study will employ non-probability sampling, which is sample random sampling technique. Is used via Google's form to respond who live in Lorong Ma'ruf, Bangsa, Kuala Lumpur. Okay, this study used 5-point Likert scales to assess participants ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree on an average of 1 to until 5. The questionnaire consists of a few sections in total. Okay, for the data collection, we have 4 sections, which is A, for the profile of respondents, we have 5 questions. B, knowledge on awareness of the environmental issue and availability of green product in Malaysia, we have 8 questions. C, factor influence on purchase of green product, we have 21 questions. And D, green purchasing behavior, we have only 5 questions. Okay, for the data analysis, we use descriptive statistic, which is means and standard deviation and Pearson correlation. Okay, now we move to demographic profile. Okay, the highest respondent according to gender were female and followed by male. And then for the age 18 until 28 years old was the highest respondent, followed by 29 until 39 years old, and then 40 until 50 years old, and the last one is 51 until 61 years old. Meanwhile, for the rest, the highest respondent were Malay, and then followed by Chinese, and the last one is Indian. Okay, now we move to demographic profile. Okay, the highest respondent according to gender were female and followed by male. And then for the age 18 until 28 years old was the highest respondent, followed by 29 until 39 years old, and then 40 until 50 years old, and the last one is 51 until 61 years old. Meanwhile, for the rest, the highest respondent were Malay, and then followed by Chinese, and the last one is Indian. Okay, now we move to the hypothesis testing. For the hypothesis 1, does the increase of the price factor affect the customer purchasing behavior toward green products? Second, could effective green advertisement affect the customer purchasing behavior during their green product purchases? And then 3, what is the relationship between environmental awareness on green product purchasing? And the last one, how does customer affected customer purchasing behavior during their green product purchasing? Okay, now we want to see the result. Okay, the first one is price factor and green purchasing customer purchasing behavior on green product. Since the result of R is 0.094, P value is 0.246, so the relationship is no relationship. So we have to reject null alternative hypothesis and accept null hypothesis. So there is no relationship between price factor and customer purchasing behavior on green product. And the second one is we want to see the relationship between advertisement on green product and customer purchasing behavior on green product. So the result was R 0.531, P 0.000. So we have the moderate relationship. We accept alternative hypothesis, so there is a relationship between advertisement on green product and customer purchasing behavior on green product. And then we want to see the relationship between environmental awareness and customer purchasing behavior on green product. We got we got 0.614 and P 0.000. So the relationship is strong relationship. So we accept alternative hypothesis, which is there is a relationship between environmental awareness and customer purchasing behavior on green product. And the last one is the relationship between customer belief and customer purchasing behavior on green product. Since we got R 0.709 and P 0.000, we accept alternative hypothesis, which is there is a relationship between customer belief and customer purchasing behavior on green products. There's a relationship between green advertisement, environmental awareness, and customer faith in green purchasing attitude of consumer in Lorong Ma'ruf Bangsa. The liability result indicate that all factors were identified as factors that can be affected consumer purchasing toward green product. Unfortunately, price factors has no significant relationship with green product purchasing in this study. So based on the result, the universities, the government, organization, and consumer must play their role to increase the consumption of green product in Malaysia as an initiative to reduce environmental issue. Government should introduce more campaigns that encourage the users of green product. Business sector should emphasize and increase their green marketing. And the last one, individuals should start shifting toward use of green products, for example, using paper bags, metal straw, and so on. Overall results are expected to contribute to the literature of study performance. However, there are several limitations such as instrumentation of data collection, non-adequate sample size, and limited time. Significance of study can contribute to organization, government, and university students. Thank you. That's all from us.